up?
All right.
What's up? Nah.
Here we are talking about House of X number 5. What is your take? I know you just finished it last night. What's your take? What do you think?
um, I liked it because now I get to see like I guess maybe it's come full circle, so we get to see what happened, how how the X-Men that died, came back um, from the very first issue of House of X number 1. Was it the cover? I can't remember if it was the cover or maybe the first.
Yeah, it's the exact same scene from the beginning of House of X.
Yeah, basically. And I was like, oh, so that's why that was on, House of X number 1, because it's them being basically reborn. So I thought that was pretty cool that basically they came full circle and explained what happened. So I'm sure you're going to go into more details about it, and I'll just chime in as it goes, as you go.
Okay. Well, I think they have too much power. I think they have entirely too much power. You should not have the ability to just resurrect people. They got too much power. What?
So you think they're resurrecting them?
Yes, yeah. I mean,
But
they're
they're
sitting
not
up there.
resurrecting them from the dead. Well, I guess
They're not how do you resurrect somebody.
I thought when you resurrect somebody, you have their same body, and you know.
Dude, they're bringing them back.
Okay, they're
bringing them back
cloning
from
them.
the
They're
dead.
cloning them.
That's too much power.
Yeah.
That's entirely too much power. I mean, and it trips me out that like Xavier is signing off on this. I mean, I understand. Oh yeah, he's feeling all butthurt because all these mutants have been killed and all this stuff, but that's too much power. It's like Magneto said in the first issue. You have new gods. They're actually like establishing themselves as gods with the power to bring people back from the dead. It's like, okay, again, I don't think it's very heroic. I'm sorry. I'm going back to that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
They're
sorry.
not heroes,
I'm sorry.
but
I'm going back to it. I'm sorry, but I don't think I don't think it should have that power to just. I mean, they have it down to where it's a system. They have these.
They're gonna bring back everybody that they killed because they were mutants. Here are people that they ostracized, that they didn't like, that they were against because they have powers. They're gonna bring back all the people that humans basically murdered. But at least they have their rule that they have to make sure that you were actually dead first before they bring you back or clone you or whatever. But I didn't think about that part of it. All I thought about was the storyline and how it's come full circle and how we see that now that they have the power to clone. So this dude, whatever his name is, I'm not good with names. He has his power is to
the gold balls.
Yeah, to make gold balls, and they didn't really know what it was at first, and it's genetic material. So he brings the gold ball, and what's the other guy's name? Proteus manipulates, or what does he do?
He manipulates reality.
So he manipulates reality. They take a little bit of the DNA from the mutant and inject it into the egg, and then the dude that jumpstarts life, what's his name?
Elixir.
Elixir. I don't know why. They need to come up with a better name for that. But anyway, the dude that jumpstarts life, go ahead and get it cracking. Like, okay. So now the guy.
And then the chick that they have someone there that controls time, so she accelerates their egg growth.
Their egg growth to
their prime or whatever, or whatever age they want.
And then we found out that not only can Professor X just locate everybody with
cerebro,
but he actually has their consciousness as well. And what we found out was that he was backing up their consciousness every week to some type of secret place. And that's how they were able to bring them back.
When they bring the bodies back, he downloads
all their consciousness back into them, so they're supposed to be like the exact same person or whatever. So,
too much power.
Well, I didn't think about all that. All I thought about was, oh, okay, so this is how they did it, because we were curious. Like, okay, we know that Krakoa can bring people back or whatever.
Yeah, and then
I was just curious about how they were going to do it. So now that I see how they did it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm not thinking about it as far as like they're gods, they have too much powers, and they're going to use it for Nefarious. I'm thinking they brought them back, that's cool, and that they want to bring back everybody that was killed by humans. I think that's okay. I mean, this is a comic book. This is not the real world, although I do see similarities in the comic book and what we're doing in the real world today with trying to clone people, trying to reverse aging, trying to make humans live longer. I mean, that's where we're heading. Yeah.
So the X-Men can basically like respawn like they're in Fortnite. That's what we're looking at here. They got more lives than Mario and Luigi, but it's like
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
of course you don't. Of course not.
Man, please.
She always roots for the bad guys.
No, they're not bad guys.
Anytime somebody does something that's questionable, she's like, "Yeah, do that." Like, how did you? Okay. How did you feel about Emma Frost using her mental powers to push
the people to
the
vote
assembly
in favor?
to vote in favor? Yeah. What'd you think about that? See, like, yeah, do that. If you got the power, do it. Right?
I'm like, okay, you shouldn't manipulate people to side with you.
But good job.
Well, you know, it is what it is. Do what you got to do. Now, I ain't saying to go and, you know, manipulate people's minds. If they would have voted against him, I would like, all right, fine. I'm going to do what I want to do anyway, whether you vote against me or not.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, I'm going to try it the diplomatic way. And if it can't, look, that's just me. I ain't for somebody just telling me, no, you got to give me a really good reason to try to stop me from doing something that I feel like is my calling or whatever.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. If they have all this power, what's stopping them from making like duplicates of people? Like they can make like 10 Wolverines if they want.
But they don't want to. We saw that here. They don't want to.
Oh man, and what's up with Storm acting like she's a cult leader? What's up with that?
I agree with that. When I saw that, I was like, okay.
We are mutants.
Like, I mean, I understand rallying the troops and we are mutants, but that
she sound like a cult
But that
leader.
whole, you know, basically love them. This is their.
Do you see me? Do you see them?
I was like, all right. I
it's like,
didn't
what
like
happened?
that part. I'm like, look. I understand you're happy, but that was too much. Like,
We're gods. Remember, well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but in her history, Storm was worshipped as a goddess in Africa. So the whole god thing is right up her alley. But still, her acting like a cult leader like that, I was like,
Yeah, that part I was kind of iffy on. I'm like, look, this is too much. This is too much. Like, it felt too much like we are your leader type thing. I don't like that. The five love them for they righted the wrongs of what the humans did basically and stuff. So It felt too much like bow down to them. These are your masters. I didn't like that part. I'm like, look, ain't nobody my master. So gone with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of like, all right, Storm, you need to go sit down somewhere with that.
Hey, what did you think about Apocalypse being allowed?
I don't care about that Apocalypse. Look, he had to agree. He had to say what he needed to say to get into Krakoa.
Yeah, like a script. I'm like, what is this?
I was kind of like, that part too.
I vow to not to stand with mutant kind, to not rebel, to not try to kick your butts and take over. Basically, it was basically something along
I'm like,
those
look,
lines.
if you want to come be a part of our team, this is what our mission is, and you have to be on board with that. If you're not on board with that, then, you can't be here.
Here's my thing, though. Here is my thing. Apocalypse has had this lifelong goal of moving mutants to a point of ascension, to the point of even culling and killing humans to make it happen, and doing all this craziness and stuff. And the X-Men have always been opposed to him. He gets there and he says, Xavier, good job. You did exactly what I've been trying to do. And I think that alone would make you kind of rethink what you're doing. Like, are we really doing the right thing here? If your enemy, the person that you've been fighting for years, comes and tells you you did a great job and you did exactly what they've been trying to do, it's like, okay, maybe not.
I think Professor X is a smart man, and he probably has contingency plans for someone like Apocalypse. And he probably already thought all this stuff through. And my attitude is, the enemy of my enemy is my friend right now. Yeah. Like, we need to come together to stop this evil that's trying to get rid of both of us. Let's band together to do what we got to do about them, and then me and you can squash our beef after that.
Yeah, but even Wolverine was like, man, are you sure about this, man? Because sometimes you do some stuff that make me want to beat you down.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. But I'm glad to see them back. I like how they explained the whole resurrection thing and the genetic base and the host and the husk and the mind and all that stuff. I like that part.
And it all goes back to like the previous stories that we've been reading, because in the last issue last week of Powers of X, we saw that Xavier went and basically got Sinister to act as his agent and collecting all this genetic material. And now you see what they're doing with the genetic material. They're using it as a basis for resurrecting their people if need be. It just irks me that they have a whole system for resurrecting people. It's like, really? That's just too much power. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be able to do that. And then how then is there any weight to anything they do from this point? When you know that even if they die on a mission, so what? We're just gonna bring them back. It's like there's no stakes for them now. There's no.
I don't think that they're gonna be flipping with their lives though.
I don't think so either. But it's like, if you die, if you playing Mario Brothers and Mario die, you got another man.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna be tripping.
But you still.
You're like, oh well, Cooper got him. Oh well, we just.
I don't think they're gonna be like that with their lives. I think they're still gonna value their life and try not to die. They're not gonna be thinking, oh well, I got a backup, so it don't matter.
Man, they got Phoenix Downs now, like in Final Fantasy. Like if somebody died, they just give them a Phoenix Down and come back to life. Basically, they got Phoenix Down technology.
I don't have a problem with it. It's a comic book. It's not real life. I don't see what's wrong with it. Like I said, it's safe in a comic book. Do in the comic book, doing books, doing movies, what you can't do in real life, and have fun with it. If you want to resurrect people from the dead and bring them back and have them regrow in this egg and all this stuff and put them at their optimal age and mindset and stuff, then have a party. I mean, let's be honest. There are people, in real life that wish that they had the power to bring back their loved ones. I would in a heartbeat. But I wouldn't care. Yes, I would.
Speaking of which, my next book is going to be something about that. So let's make sure you check that out. Anyway, well, we got like about 2 minutes. Is there anything you want to add?
No, I like the series. I like to see, like I said, it came full circle. So you were, kind of right where you thought that they were gonna like clone them or something and bring them back. Once we found out that Mr. Sinister was collecting all the DNA and that Apocalypse, that Xavier was the one that, put it in his head.
I know, because you can't tell the difference between Apocalypse and Xavier right now. I know, I absolutely agree.
Shut up. So, I'm just happy.
Xavier.
I was just happy to see, that they gave you the story of what happened. I was like, okay, so they brought them back. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you always say that they come back anyway and they say, what happened? I got better. They got better. Hell.
Yeah.
And you're mad because
I'm not mad. Like I just think they have too much power. I think. Sorry.
I don't think they have too much power. It's just,
there's no stakes in death anymore for them.
I feel like, yes, we're gonna resurrect everybody that the humans killed because they were discriminating against them. I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Okay. So you'd give it. What? Gotta hurry up.
I ain't gotta do nothing.
30 seconds. What's your rating?
You go ahead. You give yours.
Man, I don't know. House of X remains fun. I
still like it better than Powers of X.
Yeah, I'd give this one like a 7 or 8 too. So.
Yeah, I give it an 8. I like the story. Minus the whole, bow down basically of how you say her name? Aurora?
Storm. Let's just say Storm. Yeah, Aurora's her real name.
Okay, Storm. Oh. So this series is going to end the
second week of October, and we have to come up with new books to review. So,
if you feel like you want us to, jump on a storyline and read it and start reviewing a comic book, then just put a comment down. Give us some suggestions on what you think we should start reading.
Interact.
It doesn't have to be X-Men. Personally, I prefer Image Comics, but anything you want us to review, just give us some suggestions and we'll pick one and we'll just jump on board and start reviewing other comic books.
Anything else?
If you like our videos, go ahead to subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications of when we put our videos up.
Okay, all right, we're going then. Bye-bye.
Bye.